This is the Lowveld region of Africa, and it's here that Africa is at its most raw and most wild. This is one of the most wild places on Earth, and out here, it's either eat or be eaten. In other words, if you walk, you're on the menu. And today on the menu is Impala, reportedly one of the best game meats on the continent. So I'm about to meet up with Chris and Michelle, two of the best damn hunting guides in Africa from African Pride Safari, and today we are gonna go hunting for Impala. And then I'm gonna meet our chef, and she's gonna teach us how they traditionally prepare Impala. So prepare yourselves for a hunt and cook adventure unlike anything you'll find from any other place on the planet. I'm Dave Kaufman. I travel to distant, exotic places and places a little closer to home to indulge in the culture and cuisine from the familiar to the extreme. There's always an open seat at my table for you, and sure, I'll pick up the tab. This is Dave Kaufman Eats the World. So this is Michelle. This is my hunting guide. Michelle, what is it that we're doing today?
So Dave, we are going to look for an impala or a warthog.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need rations for camp, so this is obviously the easiest of all the species to look for and to hunt.
Gotcha, and these are considered small game here in Africa?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and so I understand that it's one license that's basically a kind of a blanket small game license, and that's what you need here.
It's what we call an exemption.
An exemption,
Yes.
okay. All right, and so I'm going to be using a 30-06.
Yes, that is correct.
And so you
take me out into the bush with this, right?
Yeah, this is actually a really nice vehicle to hunt with. It's very soft in the bush and it's very easy to get onto the hard terrains.
Gotcha. So how long have you been a guide out here?
About going on 4 years now.
4 years?
Yeah.
Excellent. And there are not a lot of female guides out here, are there?
No, they are not, but we really want to push it up and just get more women into the industry.
Absolutely. One of the things that we really need to have on our hunt that we cannot leave behind are the cute puppies. Hi, cute puppies. How do the puppies actually help us?
They kind of just want to make sure that it's dead.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that check pulses and make sure that we have secured dinner. All right, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Dave, I'm going to keep it very simple. So the heart sits between the two front legs. So you've got to envision that heart inside that. And then what you want, you can see that shoulder. You basically want it on that shoulder. The reason you want it on the shoulder, if you miss the heart, you're still going to hit both lungs.
Okay.
So it's going to go down anyway. Frontal, same thing. People tend to go high. Between the front legs, the heart, where the neck comes down, right there where the neck ends. That'll be a frontal, that'll be our last option.
Okay.
But there's another one. That's very similar to what it will look like. And you can actually clearly see that shoulder blade there. And I want you to hit it in the middle of that shoulder there.
Okay.
So
right about there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rather go too forward than too backwards, because too backwards you're going to start hitting liver, stomach, and then it's going to become a couple of days of tracking possibly. Yeah.
All right, so just like a white-tailed deer placement.
Yeah, that's very much similar.
Okay.
Very similar.
All right, so I'm loading up, and we're gonna head out into the field right now. And you know, I gotta say, I've hunted deer in Minnesota for years. I haven't been hunting in a long, long time. I'm sure you guys have all seen the videos from Dominica or Suriname where we're out in the forest hunting rodents. But this is a totally different kind of hunting. This is real hunting. So I'm really excited to get out there.
We're loading up. We've got all our guys loaded here. Oh, we've got the puppies loaded here. And off we go.
All right, so since this is not my own gun and this is the first time that I've ever shot with this particular gun, we've come over here and put a target about maybe 100 yards that way, because I don't want, obviously, my first shot to be at an Impala. So my first shot with this gun, to get familiar with it, is going to be that box way down there. Nailed it. Nailed it. I killed that box.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah, that was nice and smooth.
Okay.
All right, let's go see where on the target I hit.
Did you see all those papers flying?
I saw that. Good shooting.
All right, so take a look at this.
So the heart's about as big as my hand. The rest will be lung area. So that would be a double lung shot.
Yep.
I'm happy with that, to be honest.
That would be a kill shot.
That would be a kill shot.
And I hope these weren't like papers that you needed.
No,
not at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, look at that. I kind of shredded those. Okay.
I think we're ready for the real thing.
Okay, so we have loaded the rifle, put it on safety, so when we see an Impala or a warthog, you can get ready to shoot.
Perfect. All right, so I'm sitting shotgun, or in this case, rifle. I'm not sitting shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are going to be in the back. You guys are going to basically instruct, and now from here we just kind of drive around until we see one.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the plan.
It's that easy. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, off we go.
All right, so I'm all loaded up. We're off. You know, I gotta be honest, this style of hunting out here especially, it's really dangerous out here to be out here hunting for Impala because we are not the apex predator out here. There are huge herds of elephant out here that, as big as they are, they disappear in the grass and you don't see them until they're on top of you. There are lions out here, there are leopards out here, and we're hunting the same food that they eat. First Impala run right through that thicket over there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loop around and see if I can get a good clean shot. Once they run through that thicket, unless they're standing with a small opening, I'm not gonna get a good shot, and I'm not gonna shoot at one while it's standing in a thicket. So we're gonna loop around and wait, there, down there, we got more. Okay, there's Impala all around me here. But like I was saying, I'm not going to take a shot unless I get a good, clean shot. And Impala running through a thicket, I'm not even going to take the shot. So we've got more just up ahead. We're going to move very slowly and see if we can get on them before they spook. And once that happens, I'm going to have a time window of about 5 to 7 seconds to line up my shot and take my shot. So I've got to do it very fast.
Big ram in this specific herd.
Okay.
We're gonna try and get you on that.
Okay.
Ram.
Alright, I don't see them quite yet, but I think they're over this ridge.
Yeah. They're right there.
Ah, there they are, I got them.
Okay, so let's get ready.
Yep. All right, so the Impala are way up there. I'm gonna get ready here. So we're pulling up to this ridge right here, and they're just up ahead. Right there, okay. Yep, got it, there we go. Okay, here we go. There he is, there he is, there he is. That's him?
No. No.
Daar was hij achtersteun.
Where are you?
Ja, dat was one from behind.
Okay, so that position didn't work either, so we're gonna move on down the road and we're gonna try to get on the other side of this herd. If he would have walked where the other females walked, I would have had a shot right there, but they're kind of being elusive here as they do.
There we go, there they are.
If you've got a shot on a younger ram, you can take it.
That one that has its head up there. Take that one.
Okay.
This is gonna be a tough shot.
Do you have a shot?
I took the bull right there. Okay, that's the one I'm taking.
Oh, good.
All right.
Well done.
I had literally 2 seconds to make my choice, and I had a perfect broadside shot, and if I waited even a split second later, I was gonna miss my mark, and I got him right on the shoulder. Whew.
Okay.
All right.
Smoking a coat.
Yeah, there's gonna be Impala meat for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Fantastic.
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Dave, go to the last video there.
Yeah.
I've got the perfect shot. You
Oh.
can see the whole shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was
Thank
good.
you, guys.
Shooting.
Thank you.
Good shooting, good
I've
shooting.
been doing this
Woo.
for more than 20 years.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, even now, my heart is racing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I saw him turn,
And I was like, you take the shot now or you miss.
Yeah, and it's such a, anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's such a short
Yeah.
notice that you can't predict it. And yeah, so let's give it 5 minutes. We'll do a follow-up.
Yep.
But
Good
from
shooting.
what I can see on the shoulder, the whole shoulder was bouncing. So
it was dead on.
It was dead on. It was dead on.
Woo.
So we got meat.
We got meat for dinner. Oh my God, my heart is just pounding. That is absolutely exhilarating. And I wish I could have shown you guys what I saw through the scope. Literally, he had a broadside shot. I lined up my shot and then he just turned and started moving. And I was like, you need to take that shot right now or you're not gonna get another opportunity. And it looks like I was dead on. Impala meat for dinner tonight. Okay, so we've waited maybe about 5 minutes and we're gonna go out to the site where I took my shot and we're gonna look for a blood trail, and then that Impala probably didn't go 100 yards, so it's probably not gonna be that hard to find it out here, but
We got the dogs. We got Chris and Michelle. We're gonna find this guy pretty easily. So you're training the dachshunds to find the game after the shot.
So here he jumped away.
Yep,
So there you can see he made the first jump, so the shot happened here.
right here.
Right here.
So to put it in perspective, that's the vehicle back there. This was the length of my shot. What is that, about 80 yards?
Yeah, 70, 80 yards.
70, 80 yards. We got blood down here.
Tracks here.
Go get him. Go find that trail. Are the dogs on the trail?
I want them to find blood.
Over here. Okay.
we got him right over here. He didn't go 50 yards. Where is he? Right there.
Right there.
Right there. Look at that. Whew, oh my God. Good job, dogs.
Dogs in training.
Oh, look at this. Man, those horns are almost touching. And look at how little blood. So I got him through the heart. That wasn't the lung shot.
So I saw the tracks where he jumped off, and I just stayed on the track. It was weird not seeing blood, but I think the internal bleeding was so much he didn't bleed out.
Yeah, yeah.
He couldn't. If he was going further, we would have started getting blood on the ground. So this is a younger ram, but this is the more tender meat anyway.
That's what we were going
That's
for.
what
I'm
we're
not
going
out here
for.
trophy hunting.
Exactly.
I'm out here hunting for dinner.
Perfect.
A little bit of blood here.
Yeah, see? Just a tiny little amount of blood there.
Yeah. So your shot makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
But looking at the distance, you got the heart.
yeah,
Definitely not lungs. Lungs, you'd be double this distance.
yep, absolutely. I don't know how you guys do it here.
So we're just going to load him up. Then
Okay,
we're going to take him back to the camp,
okay,
hang him up and skin.
okay.
So this one, we want obviously the meat, and then quite a delicacy for us is the liver and the kidneys as well.
Okay,
So that'll come out with us as well.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I was the one who shot this. I want to take the responsibility to clean them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure that's a service that you guys do,
Yep.
but it's important to me to take the responsibility to the next step.
I'll stand next to you step for step and explain to you exactly what we need to do.
Yep.
And you can have all the honors.
Perfect.
So every time that I harvest an animal like this, I always say a little something to the animal out of respect for the animal, and I'm going to do that. And then I just, basically what I do is I thank the animal for giving his life to basically help so many people. So we're going to take what meat we're going to eat for dinner tonight, but the rest of this animal is going to be quartered and processed, and that meat goes to all the neighboring communities around here. And a big part of hunting in Africa is in fact conservation. And so by hunters coming out here to Africa and harvesting animals like this and then giving that meat to the local community, it cuts down on poaching. Hunting out here in Africa is actually a major part of the conservation of these animals out here. All right, I'm gonna take just a moment with this Impala, and then we're gonna take him back to camp.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Thank you for guiding me out here.
Thank you for shooting so excellent.
Thank you. Yes, this is, I've always wanted to hunt Africa, and here we are.
Yeah.
Whew.
For ration meat, this is what we go for.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people come out here and they want the biggest,
Yeah.
you know, kind of healthiest male. They want the trophy. Not what I was after.
There's a fine line between, so ration meat, it's the up and coming animal, or you want the one that's out of the herd completely, is about due to expire.
That's true, yes.
Given the time frame that we've got and the options we've got and the meat that we want, this was the better option for me.
Perfect.
Yeah. Every day is a good hunting day, not every day is a good shooting day. Today we had both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so Michelle, you've been guiding hunters out here for 4 years. What is your favorite meat to eat out here?
I would say hippo meat.
Hippo meat.
Hippo meat.
Mmm.
It's actually really tasty. A lot of people think it's a very fatty animal, but there's actually absolutely no fat in a hippo. They in the water the whole day, they get out, they eat grass, and they get back in the water. So there's no predation stress, there's no adrenaline rush, nothing of the sort. So it's actually really, really tender meat.
Hippo meat.
Hippo meat.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe one day I'll try that.
I hope you do.
Yeah. All right, so now that we're back at camp, our camp chef, Pindi, over here, is going to teach us how we take the Impala and make it into
Impala Potjie.
Impala Potjie.
We just first fry the onion. After that frying the onion, we put the Impala in
There we go.
and fry it a little bit. Keep on frying. After it changes color, we put water and tomato and leave it for a long time, after half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yes, and then we put tomato puree, keeping it boiling, cooking. After that, we peel some potatoes and put inside, and some carrots and put it inside.
What is your favorite traditional African dish that you cook?
It's Impala.
It's Impala.
Yes.
And so the Impala here in Africa, it's basically the preferred meat of a lot of African people.
Yes. It's because of the flavor.
So Impala Potjie is a dish that is really simple to make, but it takes a long time to let it simmer in all of the ingredients to really absorb all of those flavors. And you know, I'll tell you, it's really interesting to hear that Impala is the preferred meat of people that live in this region of South Africa. There are so many game animals here in Africa, and I always wondered what, you know, the preferred meat for the people that live here and call this home is, and it is in fact Impala. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours. Night has fallen because it's dark out. I didn't even need to say that. But we're gonna go over here and we're gonna check on our Impala Potjie and see how it's coming along. I bet it's just about ready.
All right, so right over here we have our table set. We have our guests on the way.
We're gonna dine outside with all of the night creatures calling all around us, and we are just about ready to enjoy this Impala. The potjie has been simmering in this pot on a small pile of coals for almost 4 hours. As mentioned, you never stir the potjie once you put the lid on, because potjie is a multi-layered culinary experience where each bite offers a different combination of flavors and textures. Not only that, but the meat becomes so tender that stirring would blend everything together in a more uniform stew, thus destroying the dish's individual flavors and textures. So we have finally come to the point where I get to try this Impala potjie. This looks absolutely delicious. This looks nice and meaty. It's also served with roasted vegetables, and the starch on this dish is called pap, and it's kind of like maize. It's made out of corn, and it's a traditional South African side. All right, so I'm gonna cut into this Impala and just look at that. So this has the look of pot roast, which makes a lot of sense because this has been cooking in that pot literally all day. So without wasting another minute, I'm digging into this Impala. Oh man, that is absolutely unreal. I mean, just unreal. I would expect this just being harvested a few hours ago. I would expect this to have a very gamey taste to it, and it does not. This may be one of the best meats I have ever tried, and I am completely blown away by how delicious this is. And now I see why Impala is everybody's favorite meat here. It melts in your mouth, it's flaky, it falls off the bone. You know, next time I'm here in South Africa, there's a lot of other game meats that I really want to try, but I'm definitely gonna harvest another Impala because this is absolutely amazingly delicious. So this is one of our hosts, Saber, and you were just telling me about Impala and why so many Africans love it.
Well, I think specifically in this area, a lot of people given our surroundings, we do have access to a lot of wild areas, and because of that we do have access to more venison. It's got such a low fat content, and it is as organic as it gets. It's wild meat, it's got no growth hormones, it's just as natural as it gets. So it's a really, really healthy meat, a very lean meat, and as you know, it's delicious.
Absolutely. Now, you were telling us that some friends of yours are strictly vegetarian.
Yes.
But they will eat this.
They will. So they've just become vegetarian because of the meat trade at the moment and its impact on the environment. So this way that all gets cancelled out. Obviously every year or every couple of months a certain number of antelope need to be removed from the smaller farms. So this way it's the animals still have that top quality life, and they don't need to feel as bad about it, and it's not as harmful to the environment.
So guys, this has been an absolutely amazing day and kind of a dream come true. I've always dreamt about coming here to South Africa. I can't stop raving about it. It was just that good. So guys, as always, if you're hungry for more, check out that video right there. If you're starving for more, check out that playlist right there. Please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. Right now, I am going to finish this off, and then I'm going to go back for seconds, and then I'm going to go back for thirds, and then I'm going to go back for fourths. Then I'm going to go back out, and I'm going to harvest another one. I'm just going to stop talking now and continue to eat this because this is absolutely delicious.